right, so we're going to look at day 6-7 solubility and temperature. So first you're going to read about phosphates and nitrates and their impact on what they can do to the river. The phosphates and nitrates in our instance would come from the farms along different locations on the river. Then watch the video on eutrophication. If you're gone, I'm going to post an image of what the lab will look like. So data for crystallization, everyone's was a little bit different. So for 40 grams, we had 25 degrees Celsius. For 60, it was 40. 80 grams was 50 degrees Celsius. And then the 100 grams, 61 degrees Celsius. So we're going to go ahead and take these four temperatures and plot them on our graph down below. So let's go ahead and double click. And to add, you're going to use the shape tool at the top to draw a circle. You can make the circle whatever color you would like. Once you have it made, you can hold shift down and make it smaller. The paint can to change colors. Maybe you want a purple circle. And you can copy and paste it 4 times. So our first one is 40 grams was 25 degrees Celsius. So we're going to go ahead and bring that over. 40 grams, 25 degrees Celsius. Next was 60 grams at 40 degrees Celsius. So we're going to go, 60 and go over to 40. All right. 80 was at 50 degrees Celsius. And then 100 was at 61. So we're going to go just past the line there, 61. If you'd like to, you guys can draw like a trend line to see like what patterns there might be. You can turn that whatever color you would like. And then make sure to hit save and close in the top right. And you have your image. The questions that'll be asked after, so according to your graph, so you're going to interpret this graph, 120 grams of potassium nitrate, will that dissolve at 40 degrees Celsius? So you look, okay, 100 grams is fully dissolved at 61. So if we continue this same path at 40 degrees, we will not be able to fully dissolve. So it's above the line. You will not be able to dissolve 120 grams. So in a sentence, so according to our graph, you cannot fully dissolve 120 grams at 40 degrees Celsius. You say because 100 grams takes 61 degrees Celsius. According to your graph, approximately how many grams of potassium nitrate will dissolve in 100 grams of water at 30 degrees Celsius? So you'll go to 30 and you'll go up. So here are 30, somewhere between 40 and 60. So maybe at 50. So you'd say, like, according to my graph, 15 grams of solute, or KNO3, can dissolve at 30 degrees Celsius. So you'll continue the same ideas for the next couple questions. How does solubility affect temperature? Affected by temperature. So when in the lab, the solids mixed together dissolve some, but they weren't fully dissolved until we warmed them up. So as you increase the temperature, as we see here, you increase the temperature, it increases the solubility as well. So you won't be able to fully dissolve 100 grams in 1 milliliter of water until you heat it up to 61 degrees. Think about the river water. In which season of year would you expect more dissolved solids and why? So either spring, summer, winter, or fall. Why would you expect that based on what we already know about solubility and temperature? For question 6 here, you're going to look back at the pollution sources and see which one gives off thermal pollution. One of the 4 puts warmer water back into the river. How would that thermal pollutant also affect the concentration of dissolved solids? If it's adding more heat, are there more dissolved solids or less dissolved solids in the river? So in the lab, we were looking at types of solutions. So we looked at supersaturated solutions. So these are where it can hold more solute than normally expected because you heat it up. Unsaturated means there's just a little bit of powder in the amount of water. And saturated is it's holding the perfect amount. Then you guys are going to do a FET down below. On this page, you're going to interpret the data for rainfall and water temperature on the bottom half and answer those questions. Those can be simple, not sentences. Part B, again, you're going to interpret these two graphs, and you can zoom in and see where the points are. Part 3, you're going to use this data above to answer question 12. And for part 4, you're going to use 13, 14, and 15. You're going to use this evidence to answer journal slide 6 on your Unit 8 journal. So go ahead, use this information to answer your lab.